Hello everyone, this video is to answer some questions on how I travel. First off, I travel to destinations, visiting friends here and there, and I stop along the way and see the sights. And my mom really enjoys seeing them, so that is the primary reason why I make them. When I traveled up to 395 to visit Mono Lake, I called it Mono Lake. I sincerely apologize, lesson learned. First off, I used the Canon G7X Mark II, which I acquired mid-2017. Yes, I know the lens is dirty all the time. I've taken it to camera shops and even called Canon. Nobody will service it or clean it. Thanks to my college instructor, Mr. YouTube, I have taken it apart and cleaned it myself, but it is quite a task. Where I travel is a lot of dirt and it's hard to keep it clean. I bought the Mark III and it overheated, got rid of that, got the GoPro 11 with the Voltra extended battery, and it's either dead or just about to be dead, and it overheats as well in the hot desert heat. Canon, you said you would come out with the G7X Mark IV in 22, then change to 23, and all I'm hearing is crickets. What's going on? Alrighty then, that's enough of my rant. On to Miko. Why do I call my truck Miko? Well, quite simple. The eyes of the Miko raccoon looks just like the headlights on the Tacoma, and Miko is a little bit mischievous in the movie Pocahontas, so I thought it was a good fit. On to the tour. On top of Miko, we got this big cargo carrier, and I only use that when I know I'm going to be camping for multiple nights on BLM land, and I stuff it full of firewood. When I'm out here, I also bring a couple things. I got an 8-gallon pressurized water tank, which is the big black thing up on top, and that's a pull-out awning. You just unzip it and pull it out. I'll show it to you here in a few. And that awning can also be removed and hooked onto those two clips, so I can either have it extend from the back of the truck or the side. I also carry a magnet stick on wheels, so before I start unloading everything, I just run around the campsite or the area I'm at with this, and it picks up any nails, pieces of metal, because when it gets dark, you start walking around and you don't want to step on anything. Plus, it helps clean it up a little bit for the next person. As you can see, out here in the middle of nowhere, we got screws, nails, all kinds of crazy stuff. Another piece of metal. It's a rusty old bottle cap. This here is my firewood bag. I don't always bring the rooftop cargo carrier, and sometimes it's easier just to throw it in the bag and then put it in the back of the truck. This folding step hooks around your tire, folds flat when you're not using it, and stick it on the tire to step up and get things off the top of the truck. It comes in real handy when I have the rooftop carrier full of firewood, and it doubles as a table while sitting around the fire. Pretty awesome. Here's my camping chair. I'll show you where I store that later. To pressurize my water tank, I just hook an air pump to it. Now that the pump's connected, just pull the trigger and watch the gauge. Waterport recommends 40 pounds PSI. This is the Waterport Weekender. It holds 8 gallons. You'd be surprised how far 8 gallons can go. Showers, cleaning dishes, all kinds of good stuff. Okay, so all that's left to do is use the quick connect, plug in my hose, turn on the valve. There we go. And I have pressurized water. My favorite is this shower mode, because you can just hose yourself off. This is jet mode, and I can put out my campfire at night. It'll shoot way over there, plenty of pressure. And if I need to cool down, I just tick it onto mist mode and mist myself off. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. Especially in this desert heat. This is a fun thing. This is my kitchen sink. It's got little handles to carry, but actually it pops out. And I need both hands to do it, so here you go. Ta-da! And then I just take my hose, whoop, and I can fill it up and do my dishes. Pretty snazzy, eh? I carry a couple of these solar lights, and during the day I set them in the sun to charge, and at night I usually use red. Red will keep your eyes good, so when you look up at the stars you can see it clearly. If you turn on a white flashlight, it could take 20 minutes for your eyes to readjust to see the stars. Here's the shade on the side of the truck, and I can also lift it up and it can clamp into the back of the truck as well. Makes it super nice and shady. Now it's time for lunch. I also carry the screen-in porch, which is kind of cool, and it will fit right over the canopy. And hey, you know, no bugs. Gotta love it. Power is always an issue when you're overlanding, so I have an Optimus AGM Marine Deep Cycle battery that keeps me running. This is my circuit breaker that runs everything in the back that sends power for all my devices and things. And if you listen carefully, can you hear that chirping? That is a rodent deterrent device to save your wirings. We'll start with the front seat. There's only one cool thing to show you, and that is this little magic button. This has a 400 watt when you're parked and 100 watt while driving inverter that can produce 110 volts. That way I can charge things like all my batteries and things while I'm driving. In the back seat, I have a place for my duffel, all my clothes, and my ice chest, because I need my tea and I like ice. And my mom got me this cool light that when I open the lid, the light comes on so I can see inside at night. Pretty fancy. Next to the cooler is my camera box with my camera and all its bits and bobs. And next to that is an actual 12 volt or 110 refrigerator. I also have an EcoFlow Delta 2, more on that later, as well as a 3.5 gallon water tank with a rechargeable pump. It really depends on my destination, what I travel with. I also keep this bottle with a squirty top in the door, because how many times you go to a gas station and you go to clean your windows and the little scrubber things are so worn out. So I carry my own. Keeping the windshield clean has two purposes. One, so I can see to drive, and the other is sometimes I have my GoPro Mini clipped onto the visor inside the car doing road shots as I'm traveling. When you wash your windows, always pull up your wipers and wipe the blade. That gets all the road dirt and grime off of them. And then when you use them, they really work much better. This is my collection of the Ryobi One Plus tools that I carry with me wherever I go. This one battery right here will operate all of these items. It's pretty amazing. And with my inverter, I showed you the button earlier, I'll show you where I plug everything in. I carry two of those batteries and one is charging at all times while I'm driving. So of course we got a nice drill, always comes in handy. That's an emergency inverter that snaps on top that gives me 110. There's a fan, a little small air pump. It's my Bluetooth radio that has AM, FM and all that business, and a blower. Now that blower has saved me. Camping in Oregon and Washington at the campgrounds, it's always damp and moist and wet. You start a fire, you use that blower, and you'll have big flames real quick. So let's take a look at the fridge. I added an extra bit of foam insulation to the outside, which helps keep it more efficient. And let's look inside. So when you open the lid, Can't tell now, but there's a light that comes on down in here. And this is plenty of room to keep my food. And I can make the settings to make it either a fridge or a freezer. And not only that, it comes with an app on my phone, so I can adjust the temperature. I can turn it on, turn it off, and keep track of it at any time. Fridge runs on 12 volt or 110. I installed this always on 12 volt outlet, and that keeps the refrigerator running 24/7. And with my AMG Deep Cycle battery, I can run 2 or 3 days and the car will still start. Behind the passenger seat, I carry a compressor and an all-around tire inflator kit, so I can hook the hoses in here to all the tires at one time, use the compressor here to pump them all up and keep them at the exact same air pressure. When you're off-roading, you always want to air down. That means take air out of your tires down to about 20 pounds. So when you're in the dirt and the sugar sand, you don't get stuck. Oh, and I always carry puppy treats wherever I go, because a lot of other campers always have a puppy, and that's a good way to make a good friend. I also like to set out little treats at night for the little varmints that are walking around and let my trail camera get some shots of them. It's kind of cool. In the bed of the truck, I have this camping kit. I had to rework it because I now have a long bed, not a short bed, and add that section in the back. Yep, it's been in a few different trucks and I've reworked it a few times. One of the best investments I ever made. So here it is all together without the camper top. And this is the beginnings of what I call my pull-out kitchen. Pretty cool, a lot of fun. And here it is with the camper top on and without the bedding. It makes for a lot of storage, and I have it rigged with lights in all the compartments. So I also have USB charging outlets here in the back corner of the truck. And that comes in handy to charge batteries for the cameras and all kinds of stuff. There's also a few extras in here, 2 more USB charging. Then I have my voltmeter that tells me where my battery is on the vehicle. This here turns on the red lights in the cabin. This here turns on the underneath lights that are white into all the drawers and cabinets underneath the bed. And here is a 12 volt access port. So this little side compartment that's open, it comes in real handy because this is where I keep my camping chair. It makes it so I can just pull it out real easy and set it up. Boom. And also in here is my axe to chop firewood or zombies and a machete. This here is the famous poop shovel. When you're on BLM land, you can use the bathroom as long as you dig a hole 6 inches deep and do your business and cover it up. Well, welcome to my boudoir. This is the back of the truck, and I do have a collection of national park, landmarks, monument patches. Don't have all of the ones where I visited because during COVID, the national park stores were closed. And then around the edges, I have all the states, and there are some states I haven't visited, just a handful, mostly New England, so those ones are upside down for now. I have all intentions of getting there someday, that's for sure. On the back sides are just my fun patches that friends and family have given me. And then, whoopsie, and again, there's my lighting on top. There's my paper towel holder, LED light, more fun patches, my control panel, and Miko. There he is. That's where he rides. I have a 3-inch memory foam. That's my electric 12-volt blanket. And then a couple other blankets. I do have a diesel heater, which I'll get into a little later for really cold areas. But for the most part, it's very cozy back there. My little nephew gave me this creeper to keep me safe while I'm camping. So far, so good. Thank you, Max. So up at the front of the truck, I also have a control panel. And here we'll show you my battery level in volts. I have a little light that's red at night. You always want to use red light. because it doesn't dilate your eyes, so you can see the stars really good. Then I have my QR charger where I can set my phone on there and charge the phone at night. Little cup holders, which is cool. It's very dusty. And thank you to my sister who put googly eyes everywhere in my truck when I leave it at her house. Oh my God, I'm still finding them. And then I have my tablet so I can watch YouTube, different movies that I download and stuff like that. So I actually have TV as well. Pretty cool, huh? I have what I call the technical department. This door here opens up. Oops, let me try to do it. And in there, oh, let me turn on the light. And you can see the battery charger there that's plugged into 110 in the back of the truck. And all those items that I showed you a second ago fit in there except the blower. Next to the technical compartment, I have a good sized little cubby, and this is where I keep rope, extra pair of flip-flops, a bag of bungees. This here is the net or the tent that goes over the awning that gives me a screened-in porch. Yeah, it's all pretty cool, man. And this is my flute that Angie got for me, so when I'm camping, I should be practicing my flute. Isn't that gorgeous? It's amazing. Yeah, I'm not very musically inclined, but I do give it a good go. Okay, so this compartment is where I keep all my tools and things. Hold on. All right, here we go. And of course, I have lights all in there. Tool bags, tire jacks, just all kinds of wires and clips and ends and wrenches, drill bits. So that's what stays basically where my head goes at night, underneath there. So on this side, we have another compartment under here. This is quite a big one. Of course, with the lights. This is where I keep, oh, my hammock, curtains, my fish magnet, backpacks, oh, kinds of fun stuff in there. These are my Velcro on curtains for the back window at night. And all my curtains open and clip to the roof to stay open if I need them. And of course they have screens to keep the bugs out, which makes it really nice. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And in this little compartment here is where I keep everything to start fires, binoculars, just all kinds of goodies like that. There's my saw, extra trash bags. Yep, and they all light up at night, so you can not have to grab things, you can actually see. This is my walking stick, stays right there. My fly swatter is right here. And this is a big old hot dog poker. Or could be used to, I guess, defend myself if I had to. So far so good though. Okay, so under the bed I have my, I call it the slide out kitchen. So in here I have everything you need. And I have real silverware, none of those plastic camping crap. And I can cook just about anything I want with seasoning spices in there, dish soap, little whisk broom for dirt and dust, Ziploc bags, foil. Always got to keep your duct tape because that'll fix anything on a fly. Coffee cup. This is the Genesis base camp stove. And in the back, I also have the jet boil, which is pretty amazing. My plates and bowls, lids to cook with, bowls, I mean, you name it, it's all in there. Yep. It's pretty cool. And on the end here, I got my cutting board. This is where I set up the stove on this metal plate. And I can just slide the cutting board out a little bit. And we're good to go. The Jetboil Genesis Base Camp double burner stove is pretty amazing. I have to say, it's very efficient. And I even have a portable toaster for my bread. Yeah, I also carry this barbecue grill. It's portable, so I can make my steak on the fire. Nothing like a good cowboy cooked steak and cowboy baked potatoes when you're camping. My friend Joe, who's a trucker, turned me onto this. It's a 12-volt crock pot. So I prepare meals, stick them in the fridge. When I want to eat something, I stick it in the crock pot. 2 or 3 hours later, a nice warm meal. So I have this little window that opens up, and I have a screen on it to keep the bugs out at night, and it works perfectly. And during extreme heat, where it doesn't cool down, not even to 90 at night, I have a battery-operated portable air conditioner. This is a real air conditioner. Since I have such a small space, I do have 2 batteries, and they'll last about 8 hours each on low to medium. But in that small space, it cools it down and keeps it very comfortable. This is the exhaust, the hot air that blows out. I have it rigged through to go to the sunroof. And inside, I just stick the hose through that center window, and nice and cool I am. When I'm traveling through cold climates, I've got a portable diesel heater. Packs up in a little suitcase. I set it all up on the outside of the truck, run the hoses through the inside, and man, what a game changer. And the great thing about that, comes with an app, and I can adjust everything, the temperature, through my phone. Pretty amazing. This is my Pedigo off-road fat tire e-bike that I take with me. That way I can keep the truck parked and travel on trails. Yeah, that's a game changer too. So this is how I access the back of the truck with the bike on. There's this cool little lever right here. I just pull that down, and then the bike tilts. And now I can open both the hatch and the tailgate. Pretty doggone spiffy, don't you think? Getting back to the EcoFlow, I have the Delta 2, which is about 1,000 watts, and I have its companion, a backup battery, which is another 2,000 watts, and that one comes with a little storage section for the cords and cables. But connected both, I have 3 kilowatts. It also comes with a great app for your phone, so you can keep track of your charging or your discharging and how much you're using. And I use this to run some of the air conditioning and the heating and other things and charge stuff. And I also have 220 watts of solar. So power is a big thing. Man, you got to have your power in this day and age. Again, depends on where I'm going, what I bring. On the front of Miko, I have the Ironman bumper with a hidden built-in winch under the license plate. I've never had to use it for myself, but I sure helped a lot of people get unstuck. Whenever I set up camp, I usually walk around and I try to pick up garbage. You know, stuff happens, I guess, but once in a while, someone's got to do it, right? So I am a little garbage collector. You can always find it wrapped up in the trees. I also have a red light that glows underneath the truck, so when you're walking around the camp, you don't trip. And there you have it, a tour of Miko. And Mom, all those things that you bought me for Christmases and birthday, hopefully now you know what they all do. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Love you, Mom.